Dear students, today we are, hello, how are you? Zulfikar Ali Khurram, English teacher. Dear students, today we are going to discuss 0510 paper 1 reading and writing. This paper is consist of 60 marks, maximum marks 60. So, paper 1 3 October November 2024. So, you are supposed to read the paragraph first, then question answer will be discussed.
Question number 1, exercise 1, fruit bats. Fruit bats are flying mammals named because of their habit of living on a diet of various tropical fruits and plants. There are over 170 different species around the world, although mainly found in Africa. Some can also be found in sites in South Asia and Central and South America.
Okay, sound should be clear. Yes, please.
Where in the world do most species of fruit bats live? They are mainly found in Africa.
Africa, very good. Which species?
Fruit bats.
Fruit bats?
Fruit bats.
Fruit bats, okay. Okay, next.
While most bats measure only a few centimeters in length, fruit bats are on average the largest bat species in the world. They range in size from the flying fox, which has wings up to 1.7 meters across when fully extended, down to the spotted winged fruit bat, whose open wings measure up around 28 centimeters from end to end.
Next question.
Question 2. Which is the larger type of fruit bat? It is the flying fox.
Flying fox, very good. Next.
Fruit bats are nocturnal, which means they usually only come out at night to feed. The most likely explanation for this is that the bat is trying to avoid dangerous animals such as rats in island locations, especially trees. These can seriously reduce numbers. Despite sharing certain types of behavior with other bat species, fruit bats are unique in some respect when it comes to flying at night. Fruit bats regularly use smell to work out where they are going, whereas most bat species use sound to achieve this. It is unclear whether fruit bats simply lost that ability at some time in the past or just never developed it in the first place. Question 4.
Third question.
Question 3. What do fruit bats use to help them find their way in the dark? They usually use the smell.
Smell, very good.
Fruit bats are among the most social of all mammals. With a few expectations, they usually live in large groups of up to 200,000 individuals. They gather at the end of the night when they have finished feeding and remain together until the next night. They do this in a variety of places, including caves, bushes, and even empty buildings. Although more than half of the species are found in trees, sometimes in large numbers, that the branches can break under the weight. The size of the groups may be related to the availability of local food in places where there is plenty. The bats will form even bigger groups. Female fruit bats are responsible for almost all the care of their young from even bigger groups.
Done?
Of the young bats, known as pups. Okay. Question 4. Where do majority of fruit bats tend to spend the daylight hours? They usually spend their time together in a group of two.
Where to? Place?
Mostly in trees.
Trees, branches or trees. Good. Yes. Question 5.
How long do female fruit bats look after the young for? And it takes around like the first 4 months of their life.
First 4 months. Yes, very good. Question 6.
What factors does the writer say affect fruit bats population?
How many marks question? 3 marks.
3 marks.
So minimum 3 factors.
It takes about 2 years for young bats to become adults. They can live up for
factors from starting.
Like there is a bit over here.
Okay. Like dangerous animals.
Yes, dangerous animals also
First fact, dangerous animals.
First fact is dangerous animals. Second fact, it is
availability of
fruits or
food.
Plants.
Availability of food.
Availability of food.
Okay, third.
And third factor is humans clearing the land.
Yes, clearing land for farming. Yes. And anyone else like climate change? Done. Next question.
Exercise to young pilots. For young people,
The first question was consist of how many marks? 8 marks.
8 marks.
First five marks, and then question 6, part 6, 3 marks. Okay. Question 2 is consist of how many marks?
9.
9 marks. Okay.
Young pilots. 4 young people talk about their love.
What is the question? Read the article about 4 young people who are planning a career as a pilot. Then answer questions. Clear? Okay.
A. Sally. I fell in love with planes at high school. I always knew I wanted to work for an airline in some way, but it wasn't until I completed a school project on how planes fly that I decided I wanted to become a pilot. I really enjoyed being able to make even just a model plane fly. So much so that I asked for flying lessons for my 16th birthday. I was lucky. My instructor was really positive about my abilities, and if he hadn't encouraged me, I'd never have applied to pilot school. I'm still fascinated by the physics of flying, and without the knowledge of how it all works, I'm convinced that I wouldn't be able to achieve my ambition. I also pay special attention to new types of aircrafts. I hope that's something that will help me stand out from the crowd when I start applying for jobs. Okay, question 7, part A. Admits when they...
How many paragraphs are read?
4.
4 read all?
No, 1 paragraph is read.
No, read the second one.
B. Chuck. I come from a family of pilots. My father and grandfather both flew planes in the army, and I grew up seeing their medals and going to airplane museums with them. Their bravery has always impressed me and made me want to follow the same path in my flying career. Although they never said so, I think they felt very proud. After a while, though, I realized I was much more interested in commercial airlines than joining the army. At first, I worried how my family might feel about this, but then I saw how delighted my parents were after I landed my first flight when I was just 17. I'm now focusing on getting qualifications I need as an airline pilot. I believe it will mean I can both please my family by partially following traditions as well as do something that matters.
Okay, question 1.
Admits they were concerned about causing disappointment. It will be answer number B.
Answer B, very good.
And after this question B, it emphasizes on how important it is for them to understand the science of flight, and this is A.
A, very good.
Refers to an encounter that surprises them. They thinks their choice of career represents a good compromise, suggests they would struggle to find satisfaction in any other job, mentions something that could provide them with an advantage over competitors, talks about their initial lack of interest in following a tradition. This is also number B. The answer for this is also number B.
Okay. 7B, the answer in?
7A is B.
In B paragraph?
7A is B, and 7B is A.
Is in A, okay.
7G is also B.
7G, no.
Yeah, but it talks about their initial lack of interest in following the tradition. It also says over D.
Then read the D.
Okay. Despite being born into a family with history of pollution pilots, it took me a while to appreciate the B, and I really wasn't into science to begin with. But I remember when Dad got his pilot's license, seeing his happiness was when everything started making sense, and I finally realized what I wanted to do. I started taking flying lessons soon afterwards. For me, flying provides an escape from the stresses of things like studying. Nothing else really compares. That's why flying isn't just another career option for me. It is the only one, and it's why I'll keep working at it until I'm the best pilot I can be. When flying, you're always learning. There's always something you can improve. That's a huge reason for being a pilot. One thing that makes a great pilot is good communication, and despite a slow start, I think I've made that one of my main strengths.
So 7G is in
7G could be B and D both.
Delta, lacking of interest.
Yeah, but over
Ask
here,
about their initial lacks of interest. And in B, what is the point?
in B it basically says it doesn't like the transition is of joining the army, but it says I was reluctant to join it, and I was worried about how my parents would feel. It could be B or D.
In Delta, what does it say?
It basically says they didn't have interest before, but now
Interest. This interest in initial lack of interest. You mean no in Delta? What was the line?
it was. It took me a while to appreciate the appeal, so it could be this because it says about power.
Delta is the right answer. A little bit confusing, but Delta is the right answer. Okay, now move forward to C, 7C.
So it refers to an encounter that still surprises them.
Refers to encounter that still inspires them today. Read C.
Alicia, I first went on a small plane when I was 8. I was so worried that I cried during takeoff, but once we were up, I was fascinated. The advantage of flying in a small plane is that kids can sometimes go up and meet the pilots, and I was so impressed by their abilities. One of them gave me a tiny airplane badge, and which I've worn every time I've flown since.
Meets a pilot or encounter.
Yes, this one. It's an
C.
encounter.
C in C. Okay.
C.
Next 7D.
7D. This is thinks their choice of career represents a good compromise.
So where was the choice of career?
We could look at B because first they were
Yes.
in the
Army.
but then they decided to go in commercial.
Yes, B. Good.
So just they would struggle to find satisfaction in any other job. I think this is in A because they
No.
would. Wait.
7E.
Yes, 7E is one of them gave me a tiny. I love.
Suggests they would
how
struggle
describe
to
the
find
form.
satisfaction in any other job.
It should be C.
Read D.
Despite being born into a family of fighters, it took me a while to appreciate the appeal. I wasn't into science, and it could be D. Yeah, because in the last few lines it says one thing that makes a great pilot is good communication, and I think I've made that one of my main strengths.
Yes.
It could be D.
Yes, 7D.
And 7E is D.
7E is in D. Delta.
7F. Mention something that could provide them with an advantage over competitors.
Read A.
Read A. Okay. I fell in love with planes at high school.
In your exam, the teacher will not let you know that read A, read B, C, D. You have to find it by yourself. अभी तो आपको थोड़ी हिंट मिल गया ना कि भाई ये पढ़ लें. Hint will not be given. G. Continue.
Yes, because over here it says like it gives special attention to new aircrafts, new types of aircraft, which hopes that they will make them stand out in the crowd when they
Okay.
apply for jobs.
Okay. I remember one thing from tomorrow. You are supposed to divide the time in questions. Like how much time will be spent on this particular question, like A, B, C, D, and how much time would be spent on the previous question. So in the next paper, you are supposed to divide the time according to the question. Then attempt it. Okay?
Yes. Okay. 7H. Appreciate the support they gave them. That gave them the confidence to continue with their plans. This is. I think so. This is also in C because the pilot gave them a small, tiny pilot badge over here. C or
7H.
the army one. I think the army one is the army one. There was one with the army. That's well. I think so. It's two. There is one in the army and one in the A, which is the instructor. But instructor looks more promising because It basically says like their initial lack of interest, but the instructor made them gain interest over here. Sorry, supports that gave them the confidence to continue with their plans, and the instructor was really positive about my abilities. So like the instructor is persuading. So we could
A.
go with A. Mentioned an ability they recognize is in need of improvement.
No, I'm not gonna give you hints of
Okay.
the last one.
I think so. It's B. I hope that's
Mentions an ability they recognize is in need of improvement.
Yes.
What ability? What ability?
The for getting qualifications as an airline pilot. That ability.
Is there any ability in C? Recognize is in need of improvement.
In need, which
Yes.
needs to be improved.
Yes. So in B, there is
कोई
no
ऐसी
need
चीज-
of
कोई ऐसी
improvement.
चीज जो ये कह रहे हैं improve होनी चाहिए.
Yes.
C. Confident and calm, which is something I'll admit I need to work on. Basically, their confidence. They're saying. So it's
Need to improve.
Yes.
Okay.
C.
That means you were wrong in B. So considered right or wrong. Okay. Next question.
Why don't we live underground? It may surprise.
Read the article about building houses. We
Under
are
the
supposed to discuss this thing with our audience too. Exercise 3. Like next question, article about building
Houses under the ground.
under the
Then
ground
complete
and
the
then
notes.
complete the notes.
Okay, so
Under
it's
the
like
ground and complete the notes. Okay.
make sure notes. are
Why
really
don't we
understood.
live underground? Okay.
Okay, why don't we live underground? It may surprise you to learn that living below ground has a very long history. Ancient underground cities have been found in several locations, such as the Genu in Turkey, which dates
Which?
back. Derinku.
Derinku, yes. There is a city in underground in Turkey, yes.
Which dates back over 1,000 years and had up to 20,000 inhabitants. Such places were constructed in times of danger because they provide good security, especially when compared to above with music. One location is Harappa in Pakistan as well. It's also ancient.
They are ancient, but they are not underground.
Yeah,
But
that is true.
Yes.
But it's also like it's a very good place to live.
After 1,000 years, this place where we are sitting right now, it would be underground.
Yes.
But it is not constructed underground. Okay.
These ones are constructed underground.
Yes. Specifically.
Yes.
Continue.
Okay. While safety is less of consideration today, there are still many advantages to choosing an underground lifestyle. Nowadays, a new generation has recognized this, and people are considering constructing homes either completely underground or more commonly underground on 3 sides. There are a number of reasons for this. Firstly, underground homes are constructed so as to fit in with a number of reasons for this. Firstly, underground homes are constructed with the natural landscape, and secondly, the builders of underground houses use fewer building materials. Also, if the fourth side of the building has windows and doors that can be opened to let sunlight in, this addresses a risk commonly associated with underground living. We humans need sunlight if we are to avoid a lack of vitamin D, the only vitamin we require that we get from the sun, which is vital for our health. Finally, underground houses remain at an almost constant temperature throughout the year. Aside from this being a bonus in itself, it allows the homeowner to save energy. This could be in question number 8, which is imagine you are going to give a talk about living underground to your classmates. Use words from the article to help you write some notes. We could use that point in question number 8, that it will have a constant temperature throughout the year, and it will
Environmental benefits of underground. Yes.
and it will also allow the homeowner to save energy.
Save energy. Very good.
Yes, and
Fewer building materials.
Yes, fewer building materials also.
Okay.
So we have fewer building materials, constant temperature,
Constant temperature.
and
Save energy, 3 points.
3 points.
Okay.
And we need one more point.
Efficient use of land.
I think so. It was said in this paragraph or the next one.
Okay.
I think so. It's in the next one.
Okay.
The main concern for owners of underground is houses is probably water leaking in. However, most modern underground houses are very effective at preventing this, as their walls include a waterproof layer. In fact, underground houses can be designed to collect water in special underground tanks. As we know, water is a precious resource, so no one can deny that this is a clear advantage of an underground house.
Yes.
Okay, this could be a point. Like collecting water. This could be a point.
Collect water. Yes.
Yes.
Collect water and efficient use of land. Next question.
Question 9. In this, we have to find the possible problems with living underground. There are a lot of said. One is over here only. Water leaking in.
Water leaking in. Yes, very good.
Yeah, this is one point.
And the other one, like lack of vitamin D, needs sunlight.
Yes, in sunlight over here. Avoid a lack of vitamin D over here. It's in paragraph 2.
Next paragraph.
One of the biggest issues for the homeowners of normal above ground houses is the fact that they require regular maintenance. This can be less of a worry for the owners of a modern underground house, provided with the construction of their houses is strong enough to resist damage from tree roots. The owners will save money on repair costs, also improve
Another problem, damage from roots.
damage from tree roots. Yes. We have already 3 points. We have all the points already.
Okay, then read. Okay.
Yeah. For question number 8, the points are fewer building materials, constant temperature.
Benefits.
Yeah, benefits.
First benefits. Yes.
And save energy. Also collecting water.
Okay. Then now.
And then for question number 9, we have damage from tree roots, water leaking in, and avoid the lack of vitamin D.
Okay. Fine. Then earth movement.
Yes, earth movement. Okay.
I haven't seen any underground house damaged by the trees. I have never seen.
But over here we can do this.
Next.
It's
Next exercise.
yeah, no, this exercise isn't.
Missing?
Yeah, it says content removed due to copyright restrictions over here. It only these few lines, but I don't think so there is any other.
Exercise 4.
Yes. Exercise 4 isn't available.
10A.
Not yet. See. I don't know how they've given the answers only, but it's not here.
Okay. Come forward. Next question.
The next exercise is an email.
16.
Yes, question 16. Because the question for 10, 11, 12, 14 and 15, 13, 14, 15 aren't available since the exercise 4 is not.
Okay, enough for today. Thank you very much.